How are you going to have success if you don't show up?
If you're not working, creating content for real and like working every day to show how good you are, you're gonna be just one more. I think it's important to have that feeling that you have the power.
I agree.
And money gives you that. It's 3 years.
How much
no
did he sell the
compete.
company for?
I don't know.
He didn't tell you?
No.
Why? Is money a secret in your
I didn't ask
relationship?
him. That's a good question.
Yeah. Welcome to the Elena Cardone Show. Today I have Dafne Evangelista, and I met you here in Miami. You have a very famous beauty salon here. It's called Daphne Beauty Lounge Salon. You do nails, massages, but you started in 2009 in that area, and then you grew in popularity, and now you do A-list celebrities. And 2 years ago, you did Peachy Group, which is kind of an all-in-one company that goes to someone's house for nails or massage or makeup and hair or TV crew or camera crew to do content and shoot content. So I just want to pick your brain. You're a woman, obviously, an entrepreneur, a business owner. You're from Brazil. How did you get started? Tell me a little bit about your upbringing. Were you always of this entrepreneurial mindset, spirit?
I always had that mindset. When you ask me that, I can have a little moving happening in my head. When I was a kid in a small city that I grew up, I'm Brazilian and I was born in São Paulo, but I grew up in another city. Very small one. Now it's a big city called Goiânia. And then I always was picturing me, I don't know why, living outside of Brazil and having a different life. Even when I was not having much opportunities in my city or the environment that I was growing up, I was always picturing myself like having something big, or I'm a big dreamer. And I think that was very important for me to take some different directions in my life. I was a good student. I was like focusing in have something and do something bigger. My mom, she was always a hairstylist, always had a salon in Brazil. And I was growing up in that environment, and I was thinking why she's always having a hard time to pay the bills, why she's always like having a hard time to, have vacation or having a good, to have a different life, to be able to take vacation and go to good restaurants and have a good life.
And you saw that. How old were you
that.
when you were noticing this?
I was around 10 years old. And I was like, what is happening? Like, why she's always suffering to she was she still is an amazing professional. We worked together. And
what was your conclusion at 10 years old?
I was thinking maybe the environment, because Brazil was kind of I think the career as a hairdresser, as a hairstylist, was not well looked for the society or for people in that moment. We're talking about, I'm 39. So we're talking about a long time ago. People are looking at us as if we were, oh, I'm sorry, you had no opportunities in your life, so you're gonna do that, right?
Like a beauty school dropout.
Yeah, and especially in Brazil, now we have beauty schools, but in that time, it was not even a thing. So I was like thinking, why people are not taking her serious? Like, I always want to understand the business behind that.
Was she a businesswoman?
She didn't have that background, I would say. She's like a hard working woman, but not like with a lot of like knowledge about business. And then I was like, I'd never agreed, for example, to have a salon or a business, and just because you're the owner, you go to the cashier and get some money to buy a coffee for you. But this is what's happening. And when I was watching that, I was like, cannot be correct, right? Because we have to make the math and see what are the numbers. And then I've watched that and I was like, okay, I'll never be a hairdresser because I don't want that lifestyle for me. And then I started to do law school, and I went, it's nothing to do with hair. I went to law school. I was, as I said, an amazing student. I had amazing grades, a lot of dedication. But then for some reason, I met someone, and then this person decided to move to USA. And this has happened like so organically. I didn't looking for someone that has like a American citizen, for example.
Right.
I just believe that I attracted that to my life because I was thinking about living outside and having a different life and going to USA. I was always had this image like of me speaking in English and some stuff like that. But I mean, in Brazil, we always like, this is something about Brazilians, we like the energy of people from outside, like from gringos, you know, like, oh my God, can you speak in English with me so I can hear your, like, there was something about Brazilians. So yeah, I had this mindset that I was gonna do something with my life. And then I moved to USA. I realized that, I mean, I didn't speak any English during that time.
How long was it and how hard was it to learn English?
Oh my God, I'm still learning if you hear something.
Sound great to me.
Thank you. But I moved 15 years ago, right?
Wow.
Yeah. And then I realized that I could not be a lawyer here because first of all, I had to learn English. And then I had to study like at least 10 years to have, you know, it's different. In Brazil, it was just 5, and then you have to take another test to practice, you know. Mm-hmm. Anyway, long story short, I decide to, under no pressure, I have a lot of personality, and I don't like when people say to me what to do. So my mom was like, you have to be a hairdresser. You have to be a hairdresser. You never know if in the future, you know, if you're gonna need this. So she was putting me in all the classes as possible when I was around 18 years old. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna go again to learn how to put extensions, and I hate extensions. But I didn't like the fact that someone was telling me what to do with my life.
Right.
I wanted to have the power to decide what I was gonna do with my life. And then after, you know, we get
Did you fight with her?
Huh?
Did you fight with her over this? Were you rebellious?
Yeah, not rebellious, but like I was not happy about the idea. I was like refusing. I was like, no, let me do numbers in the salon. Let me be behind the scenes. Let me do this. But I was adorable with my clients, and they all wanted to do something with me. We want Daphne. We want to do with Daphne. Daphne. I was like, okay, I'm going to do your hair. But little by little, I start to understand that involves a lot of passion in this career. And when I start to see when I decide, okay, I know how to do hair, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see how it's gonna feel. And then I started. When I realized like how amazing it was to giving self-esteem, you know, like high self-esteem to a woman. And when they come to me in a completely different mood and they leave like so happy and satisfied, that feeling, I was like, I wanna feel this over and over again. It's so good, like through me, like they can feel like so much better just because of my talent, you know, like this is a talent that even if I didn't like it, the idea, I had it. So I was like little by little growing that idea, and I have to say that I fell in love with the career. It happens, I would say 14 years ago, because the first year was like, I don't know. I was working. And I fell in love with the idea. I see now as an art what I do. I create my own techniques. I create so many things with the practice that I have, with the experience that I got from my childhood as well. And the way that I look now, my career is like, it's beautiful. I see like so many women can do like so many things, whatever they want. And
how did you learn about the business? Like, what did you do?
With my mistakes, a lot of mistakes.
What? Like, give me an example.
With trusting on people blindly and not taking good care of things that I thought like. For example, we grew up listening this thing. Oh, you are an artist and you cannot be good in everything. So you're not good with numbers. You're not good with business. Or same thing, like you're a doctor, you cannot make a draw. Like you cannot, you know, be an artist. So people put this mindset inside of our heads, and then you believe that is true. And I was like, no, I'm not good with numbers. I don't know how to do that. Even if I saw my mom's mistake in the past, I was like completely blind about it, because I was like, okay, this is probably the model of the business. I'm gonna hire someone and this person is gonna be taking care of the numbers. And guess what happened? He was taking care of the numbers in his favor. So I got to understand that I have to check everything. If I don't know, I have to learn. It's not a way to have a business without checking every day. As a relationship, as a mother, relationship with their kids, we have to check our kids every day, how they're feeling, how they're doing, like if anything that we did hurt him, or we have to figure it out. And in the business, sometimes it's just like, oh, I'm gonna go there, I'll do like 30 hairs, and then I'm gonna go back home and they will make my payment. For so long, I never got commission for my work. I never got salary for my business. I was just paying bills and paying people. And always like living in a kind of a struggle, you know? And it's very easy, especially here in Miami, living a life of image. You know, you can be whoever you want by a picture. And this was never what I wanted to have in my life. I wanted to have to be stable, to have a good life, you know, behind the scenes as well. So I was like, oh my God, now it's going to be the last lesson about money. And I would say that I restart 3 times. Like to learn, like to really learn about numbers, about business, how we can grow, to sit down with my team and feel like, okay, so how can we improve in this? How can we grow so we can be a strong brand? All right. And I have so many goals. One of my goals, and I'm working on that, is to have my line of products. And this is another business. And I was like, if I cannot make it well in one salon, how I'm going to make it with products that is going to be like way more work. It's another company.
You have to sell and market and have a team for.
Have a team. And then we change mindsets. We learn. I'm very open to learn. I would say that I'm a good student in life, and I'm working on that.
Wow.
Every day.
So what did you learn about money? Like,
okay, the fixed expenses that we have, you know, in the salon, for example, or the agency, how much money we have to make no matter what in order to have the business open. If I decide to close like the salon today, how much money I need to make it anyway in order to pay all the employees. So those kind of math, like I've never thought before. I was like, no. I'm very positive. No, we're gonna make it. And then I was like, oh my God, how much money I have this month for me? So I was like, oh, this is not making sense. You know, in our days, it's so easy to be famous, and you can grow, you can have an amazing social media and do a lot with that. But is that profitable enough to pay for everything you want?
Right.
So I rather to like being like more, you know, with my foot on the floor to understand like what makes sense. And then numbers that cannot lie.
That's right. It's all math. If you want to make blank, how many blanks do you have to sell at how many extensions, I'm making this up, at $1,000 do you need to do in a day? Now, how do you do that? Now scale.
And simple
how many
things
people
in salon like works. For example, the pre-booking situation. Sometimes the stylists, they think that they need 300 clients, you know, and in the end of the day, you need 50 clients that will go back. They pre-book, so you're every day busy. Mm-hmm. Those kind of little tricks that,
or the follow-up.
Yeah,
how come
the follow-up.
The hair people never follow me up. I should be getting calls every 2.5 weeks. In like, my case,
to get the roots.
You know what I'm saying? But I should be getting that call. Hey, it's 2.5 weeks. Let's schedule you in. Can you come in?
It's the environment. I'm telling you.
I don't get follow-up calls. They wait until I call them, and that's 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm dying. I'm like, geez, I fall so far behind. My nails. Look how much I need nails right now. Like, if I had somebody that was just like, hey, I got you in at this time.
When I can book you again, like let's book you again, make a plan, make a loyalty
make it fun.
thing.
Call, you know, hey, how you doing? How'd you like this? How'd you like that? When do you want to come in again?
Yeah, that's the reality of the business. Yeah, as a salon owner, that is very common, and I don't like that. This is not how like I work and what I believe. And
wait, why don't you believe in follow up?
No, I believe in follow up.
Okay.
I believe in follow up. I don't believe in people that don't follow up.
Yeah, right.
Even if I tell my team, like, even if the feedback is negative, we have to know everything. Like you call a client, the client say like, oh, I don't want to go back to Daphne. Why? Because I didn't like my hair, or I don't know, I didn't like the hair washer chair, like I didn't like this or that, so we can improve. If you don't know how we're gonna do it, and then the client just disappear. You guys are okay with that?
Right.
So
that's right.
Yeah.
How did you everyone's dream is to get in this business and get a big celebrity clientele. How did you get the celebrity clientele?
All right. I'm going to resume that for you. What happened is sometimes people think, okay, she got lucky and then Selena Gomez just called her, right? But it was a consistency of my work every day. I was in the beginning, I was telling everyone, you want to book like Sundays, Mondays, Saturday, 11 p.m. I was like, yes, I'm going to go. I was getting my luggage, going to someone else's house and do like whatever they were asking me to do with their hair, right?
You
I
were
was
paying
saying
the
yes.
price. You were paying the price.
Yes for everybody.
Yep.
Now I can pick who I'm going to do it if it's worth it for me, but
That's right.
it was not always
You're
like
going to
that.
get underpaid until one day you're going to get overpaid.
Exactly. This happened with me. So one day I was in the salon that I was working for 5 years, and the owner of the salon, he was having a hard time, a hard day. He fought with his boyfriend, and then he was like, I'm not gonna work today, so can you do my clients for me? I was like, of course, I'm here. I was present. I was there. First of all, people want to get, like, I have people in my team, for example, if I have client, let me know, I'll go to the salon. Like, we're not babysitting you. You have to come. You know, we never know.
Number one rule to success, always show up.
Always show up.
Number one rule to success. How are you going to have success if you don't show up?
This is
Anyway.
exactly what I was, showing up like every day. And then and I was living in Boca Raton, and the salon was in Coral Gables. I was driving every day for 5 years till I decided, okay, I'm gonna open my place. But this story like happened like in a funny way, because he said, oh, do this client for me, and it was no one famous, right? This lady came and I bring her so many ideas. I was like, why you don't put extensions? I remember that she did a surgery to make the stomach smaller. I don't know how.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she was losing so much weight, and she was like feeling, you know, I want to change something. She was skinnier, and then I want to do something. I was like, why not put extensions? Because her hair was like too thin and like a little greenish, like too ash. And I was like, let's put it gold, and then, you know, we're gonna put extensions. I sell a dream for her, right? And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I did. And then this hairstylist came to me, my boss. He's like, how did you do that? Because she doesn't agree with anything that I proposed to her. I was like, I don't know. Maybe the way that I spoke with her, I don't know. She felt like that she needs to do that. I did extensions. I did everything. And then she had a concierge agency taking care of a lot of celebrities. I didn't know that. And then a lot of powerful people with a lot of money. And she's like, okay, I'm going to start to refer my clients to you. And she did that. And I did the first important client for me she's my friend now, was Susana, her name. She's a wife of one of the biggest TV hosts in Brazil. Amazing couple. She has a kid with autism, and she could not go to the salon. And then she's like, Daphne, can you come to see her? I was like, of course, I'll go there. And I went. It was in Sunny Isles. It was all the way. I remember that. And then from her, little by little, I start to have important people, influencers, this, that. And then I end up doing big names, big celebrities. So
Were you nervous?
No.
Never.
I'm never nervous when I do celebrities.
That's great.
Because I look at them like they need me. They are hiring me. They're calling me to do something because
like,
they look at me as an expert. So I have to trust on myself.
Right.
If I go there all nervous, like they're gonna feel like, oh my God, what she's doing.
Right.
Some people, they have that talent to try to make you nervous, but I'm always like super chill. I was like, okay, I'm okay. Like, what do you want? I'm a good communicator, so I think this has helped a lot. Even when I was not speaking English, I was like, with my sweetest like mood as possible, like, hey, what do you want? Can you read this? Like, I was using Google Translate to try to, you know, make a point with the client. But yes, I think sometimes we don't give the value with the small beginnings. So we think that we need to start like killing it and doing the best and being like the badass, you know, and it's not like that. It comes like in a very how can I say that?
Consistent.
Yeah, like some
Slower.
blessings, I would say, come
Yeah.
like very, soft. You have to be very consistent to see that, to get to understand when is the opportunity. I see everything most of the time as opportunity, and life is like that, full of opportunities for people that see that. I see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you're looking for it.
exactly.
Right. And do you find that most people in your field are entitled? They just expect to be doing the top of the line and they don't want
They think it's like that. It's like especially now, this generation of social media, they think it's just by posting something cool, someone's gonna call you next day with, and make your schedule completely full. I had this situation in the agency. Sometimes we hired some very talented people with a brilliant future for, ahead of them, but they look at, by going to events, by going to parties and doing this and doing that, you're gonna get like recognized for clients. It's not that. This is like part of the job. You have to show off in some events, you got it to be seen, but this is not everything. If you're not working, creating content for real and like working every day to show how good you are, you're gonna be just one more. Like it's not like that. In everything, I believe, in every business, if you don't focus like daily to do something, you're not gonna see different results. You're gonna just be like craving for something, never having.
Right.
This is frustrating, but it happens. Like I had a situation with one of the professionals. She was like, "Oh, I need to do clients. I need you guys to book a lot of people for Fashion Week and this and this and that." We were like, "Okay, so here's the client, and then, but my price is like this." Okay, so this client's not for you. Like we already have a good price, like it's expensive. She wants more because she considers herself super famous. So this is another thing, like you gotta chill. As you said, like you have to be available and be there. Whenever you're too busy, then you can start to pick your clients, like,
Right.
"Oh, I'm not gonna do this, I have something important." And, have the power of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it that way. And then,
Yeah.
I think it's little by little, day after day.
Do some of your people come into your network and then you give them the contacts and then they leave with those contacts, or you just keep out creating the situation and don't worry about when the times like that happen?
But like professionals or people that comes to work with me, you're saying?
Yeah. Do they come in, let's say they want to work with the Peachy group, your concierge group, right?
Okay.
And so now you hire them, you give them your
Mailing list of
your
clients.
people, your clients. Do they then take your clients and leave you?
Okay, that's a good point. We have a contract that avoid those kind of situations.
Okay.
For example, you are a successful makeup artist and you already have a lot of names on your agenda, right? They are previous clients. We will not touch those people. They are yours. But whoever comes after you sign the contract, they are our clientele. So you cannot reach out to them. You cannot, like, after you leave us, do anything with them. We can always book you whenever they want. Let's say the client have a relationship with a professional already.
Right.
We cannot say you're not gonna do her,
Right.
but you have to do it through us.
Right.
Yeah, this is under contract. They have that very clear in the beginning. But this is like some stuff that we learn on the process. I have contracts with everyone. From the moment that you put your feet inside of the salon, if you want to work with us, you're gonna sign a contract, like everybody.
Yeah.
Because the exposure that I can bring, being under the brand, that means a lot, and we cannot control, because some people, especially in this industry, it's like a lot of ego, and they're like, no, because of me, because of that, because of this, and then we cannot control, right? Like who comes from where. So sometimes like, no, but this guy can reach out to me in my DMs in Instagram, but some clients, they just saw you on my page, a few months ago, and they save your contact.
Right.
So we don't know how to. We cannot control that. So we're ready to have everything
Right.
signed, and
that's
we're
good
both
that you
happy.
put those policies in.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is for your team to have a team that you trust? Like, how important is it in growing your business to have a team?
As I mentioned to you, I'm a dreamer. And as a dreamer, we need people. We cannot do everything by ourselves.
Yeah.
So it takes a village to get what we want, but without a team, we're never gonna get it. It's impossible.
How do you pick your team? How do you know who to trust?
I have a hard time now to trust people, but having my contracts, I am avoiding myself to be in uncomfortable positions, and I trust in their attitude. Sometimes, of course, I need to, because will be horrible to be in a place that you go every day and you don't trust anyone.
Right.
But I check on them all the time. I have people that works for me since I opened the salon. And I think more than anything, in their talent, in their good work, you can be an amazing person, but if you don't do good hair, you cannot be in the team. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, you
can see it right away. Yeah.
We can see right away. Some
And
people, they are trainable.
do you have a purpose or a mission statement that everyone's doing blah?
Yeah, we do have a mission. Everyone needs to leave you better. This is our statement. Like when you come to the salon or having any bookings in the agency, this is what we believe. Nobody can come to you and leaving you feeling worse. They have to leave feeling the
and
best versions.
And what happens when somebody does feel worse? Because you can't please everybody.
It happens.
Come on. So what do you do? How do they handle that?
We can fix it. We can find a solution, referring another option for the client. Or, we had some situations, I'm not going to say never because I will be lying to you. In the salon, for example, we can fix it. Okay, you did your hair with someone, you didn't like it. We're going to try to fix it. You don't want the same professional. I come to the scene. Let me help you. You don't want my help. What do you want? Money back or something? How are we going to make you feel better? So we can...
You always problem solving.
Yes.
That's what a good leader does.
Yeah.
Do you have core values like everyone that works here is transparent and disciplined, and like, do you have core values when you interview people to say, here's our mission statement, this is what we're about, these are our core values?
How to work as a team. This is one of the biggest challenges as a salon, because it's a lot of, as I mentioned, ego, jealousy. I always say you can never, ever make a client feel uncomfortable because she decided to sit in someone else's chair. This is one of the rules. You don't talk bad things about other work, on other jobs. Like you can't. Not like, even if you went to another salon, if it's beautiful, you're gonna say that it's beautiful. You have to recognize someone's talent, right? But if it's not beautiful, you don't say anything. You propose something different. I really dislike, this is a very old school type of hairdressers. I don't like that. Like, oh, this hair is horrible just because it was not me. Like, come on, stop.
Right.
Like, to know how to work as a team, this is a big thing for me. Because I rather the client...
What if they come from the outside and they had bad hair? Do you say you had bad hair?
I say you had bad hair.
Yeah. Okay.
But don't tell me who did.
Yeah, because then you won't say
I was like, don't tell me. When they start like, oh, because I was in this place and this person did. I was like, no, don't tell. Because maybe this person could be a friend that I don't want to know.
Right.
I want to create this trustness as well, because if you say something about your life, I'm not going to be repeating that either, you know. Right. We have this trustness relationship. And I have a good, I have, at this point, I think 3,000 clients in my system, like that I did their hair. So you can tell me everything. I'm a psychologist as well. At
this point, right?
At this point. And thank God I never got involved in any gossips and anything like that, because in the end of the day, it's just like a trustness that we had. Also, we have NDAs and we cannot comment anything. But in my team, it's like one big request. You have to know how to work as a team. Team is a team. Like you have a soccer team. Everyone is important. We need everyone. It's not the only, like the person that makes the goal. It's not The only one. He needs a whole thing going on.
He needs the shampoo, the colorist,
Everything.
the receptionist, the everything, ballet, whatever.
If you don't know how to work as a team, clients will leave and they will go to another place because they don't feel comfortable here. So I rather someone is traveling, the client wants to do their roots retouch. Oh, it's my client. I don't want anyone touching her. So we're not a team. It's better the client's touching up her here, having the same formulas, having your client happy. She's gonna come back. She's in house, so we're gonna always have her.
Right.
This is type of things that I always try to implement in the salon.
Yeah, that's good, because you could see if they went to somebody else and then the client likes the other person, then they get all upset and whatever.
Your coworker, I mean, is helping you. We are here to work as a team.
Right.
Yeah.
So what about mentorship? Do you have mentors? Did any mentors help fast track your way to success through the business, or you just kind of figured it out yourself?
I didn't have any mentor.
No.
I would love to say that now what is happening, because I know a lot of people and I got connected with a lot of clients that they have a business mindset or they are very smart. They become sometimes my mentors. Why
they
you
give
don't
you
do
advice?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend that she's very successful. She has a clothing brand. And she told me, why you don't have an HR in your business? I was like, but should I? She's like, you gonna see like the before and after of your business after the HR department. I was like, I never thought about that. I thought that it was just like for corporative type of. She's like, Daphne, do it. And I did. And I was like, oh my God, that was so important. Like I can see things clearly. I can understand like the whole environment of a business, like you cannot, for example, in my case, I see something that I didn't like it. I don't go to the person like, I didn't like this. Why you did that? Because I'm going to create some bad, relationship between
you put
us.
the wall, the barrier.
So like I interviews, like I'm not an expert to do that. So I have to hire someone expert. I participate, I'm there, but I'm not the one. I didn't went to school to be an HR. So learning from other people is something very important to grow. And I've learned so much for the past 2 years, I would say, that it was a game change for me.
Are you exponentially scaling your business? Are you kind of plateauing? Are you staying the same?
We are there for 10 years, to be completely honest, as always I am. I've never wanted to open a lot of salons. I always wanted to create a line of products, because it was a dream.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm doing. I wanted to keep my salon as a flagship salon, as a place that people, like a must-go place to come in Miami. We never know the future, as I didn't realize I was going to become a hairdresser. We can change. But my idea is always to keep one salon and grow my agency and my products. That's my biggest goal.
Are you working on the products now?
I'm working on the products. I had so
Is it
many.
like shampoo, like that kind of stuff?
It's
Hairspray
one product. I'm
or-
going to start with one product.
That's smart.
And I'm going to show how good it is, like a very high quality one. And after that, after the credibility of my people, we're gonna bring up like the whole, I'm very creative. So I probably have in my list of products that I wanted to create, if I'm not wrong, 27 to 30 products.
Wow.
But I already learned that it's not how we do. So I'm gonna do one. And then after that, we're gonna go little by little growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And certainly the celebrities can help if they're willing to.
You know what?
use-
They are asking me like, Daphne, when you're going to have your products? When you're going to have your products? And I'm always like, I don't know. I had so many opportunities, but I think things happen in the right moment as well, because you can burn by doing in the wrong time,
Yeah.
And I took like 15, 14 years to build a brand around me, like about Daphne, what Daphne does, and about the credibility that I create with my clients, that I feel that now is the right time.
Yeah.
Now is the right time.
So for somebody that's in your team and in your organization, if they are a great hair person, what would be the one thing that they did that would get them fired? even though they were a great hair person?
Okay, that is a good one. If they're not honest, if I cannot trust them, that is a big deal. If it's not commitment. Now, for example, I just went to a situation a year ago or a little less that I had to fire 8 people from my team that was working since I opened the salon.
At one time?
Yeah, in the
You
gap
did
of
it one
1
by
month.
one, or you did it?
In the gap of 1 month.
Okay.
Because I want to implement a new system in order to grow, including different contracts, like the exposure that I'm having. I'm always like, I'm just one person, right? And I cannot do everyone. Sometimes I have like 3 requests for the same day. What I'm going to do? Send someone from my team. And then this person is very famous and the exposure is out there. What you're going to do? You cannot, I'm commitment to help you, but you're not commitment to be loyal to me, right? With the brand. So they refused to sign the contract. They refused to be, to the next, to go to the next. And then I was like, okay, so you guys cannot work with me. So I believe it's like when I don't see commitment, when I don't see on it, like that this person has this honest essence inside of them,
Right.
This is a turn off for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that would be for me too. That's really interesting. Yeah. Okay. We're wrapping up here, but how important is money for women to learn about, know about? How has it made a difference in your life when you started to really take responsibility for the money?
I think money for women especially gives you the freedom to make decisions, to freedom to be wherever you want to be because you want to be there. I was talking about this in this lunch that I was right before here. And I was talking how important it is for me to have this power in my hand because I decide with who I'm going to share my life as well. Like, of course, I want someone successful, someone that has a career because I already went to the other way and didn't work. Someone that was less than me in mindset and business and vision. And I was like, okay, I don't want to share my life with this person. It's like a friendship. You cannot be friends of someone that doesn't understand anything that you talk, right?
Right. You
So,
lose the
you lose
reality, the affinity. It's like,
You want to...
you want to be like, ah, and then
Yeah.
it's like,
This is
doesn't work.
turn off
It is a big time turn off.
Yeah.
People ask me all the time. They're like, do you and Grant ever just shut off and stop talking about business? I'm like, but why would I do that? It's such a turn on
It's
for me.
amazing.
Like to create. It's like a baby, it's like we got this
Excitement
and
all the
this.
time.
So why am I going to have to come home and be like, oh no, we have to cut that off.
Let's talk
and
about love.
Be in a relationship. Well, that is the relationship. It's a lot to do with it. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
the only part, but you know what I mean? So anyway, I can relate to that. So you tried that and the guy was ixnay?
No, I am attracted for people that is very smart as well. And I was like, no.
And that was the guy you married from Brazil?
Yeah.
And then you divorced him?
We grew apart, I would say. And then I decided to divorce. And
he felt it was mutual? He was like, all right, I'm done with you? Or was he struggling?
No, he wasn't struggling.
I mean, look at you and your kindness. He was probably like, oh, hell no. How can I let this one go?
Yeah, I mean... So for me, in my case, I would say if I didn't have a career, if I didn't have a way to make money myself, I would be stuck in a relationship that I don't want to. And this has happened a lot in our days. It always happened, but we're changing that. I think when you have power, when you have your own money and you are married or having a relationship with someone that has money as well, amazing. They both know that they are together for the love that they have for each other, and of course by the vision that they have about money, because it is important to like the same stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you have a relationship now?
I do have a relationship. I'm very happy, by the way. We are together for 4 years, and he's a business person. We learn together, we grow together, and he's amazing. He was years ahead of me in business, but when we are together, we always talking about business all the time. We're like talking about what we're gonna do, what we're gonna change, and this is really cool. And as a woman, I think it's important to have that feeling that you have the power.
I agree.
And money gives you that.
I know.
When people say like, oh, it gives you that. You can decide where to go, to when you're going to stay in a place because of your finances. You can do that.
Right. So when people say money doesn't make you happy, what do you say?
That is not true. I mean, okay, so let's talk about that. Okay, you're have a lot of money, but you're sick. But if you're really poor, you're sick. It's the same thing. You cannot change that. So I think it's another mindset that people create, like money doesn't bring you happiness. I think being able to travel, to go to beautiful places, it can bring a lot of happiness. And it all depends of your goals in life. You don't like that, just don't judge whoever likes. I like money. I like money. And I always say I'm going to be very rich. I'm going to have a lot of money one day. And this is what I keep repeating in my mind, not because of the fact that, I have money, but like, I want to have access of things. I want to explore the world. I cannot do that without money.
That's right.
I cannot get a flight if I don't have money to buy the tickets. So how am I going to make it?
Whole Foods with a hug.
Exactly.
You need money. We live on an economic planet.
So maybe this is an excuse that society create for the poor choices, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you and this lover guy? He's not fiance, right?
I mean, Daniel, where's my ring? I already told you.
Is he here?
He's currently traveling, but we are so in love with each other.
Okay. So what happens?
We're missing something
is he the same? Are y'all at the same place business wise?
No.
Is he ahead or behind?
He was ahead of me.
And are you catching up?
I'm catching up.
What happens if you go ahead? Is he going to be okay with that?
He will be okay, because this is something important that I saw in Daniel. He supports me in every single crazy idea that I have or decisions. He always saying to me like, I want you shining. I want you, growing as a woman, as a business person. Like and this is something that he keeps repeating to me, that he wants to marry me whenever I'm completely organized, in a different environment financially. This is what he always say to me. I want you to be so powerful and you will make the right decision for you. Like, I was like, why? But I love you. He's like, I know that you love me, but I want you to feel like I'm doing this because of true love. I wanted to be with Daniel. And this is an interesting vision of someone that probably came through relationships that girls were just like, I want money. He's like, no, he's happy of me making my money, and he's supportive. He's like all the time pushing me to do it better. And this is one of the things that makes me fall in love with Daniel, I would say.
Really? That he helps you reach your goals?
Yeah.
That's how I see love.
Yeah, because he sold his company. He was young. He sold his company when he was 36 years old. And then he was like in these 3 years.
How much did he sell the company for?
I don't know.
He didn't tell you?
No.
Why? Is money a secret in your
I didn't ask him. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel, another question that I have for you.
Yeah,
okay.
We need to know all of this.
Yeah, I did not. But this is a good point. I was like a little embarrassed, I would say, to be asking those things, maybe. Because he probably was like with girls before me that was like too much on that. But I was like, okay, let me show him that I really love him. I never asked, but I will do that.
Now you can do that. You've earned that right?
I already proved that I love you.
That's right. And we're ready.
Yeah, we're ready. Like to have the support from him was a big thing for me. And it's amazing. Like I already had relationships that they were like trying to put me lower than I was and like make me feel less and less so they can feel better. Mm-hmm. And this is not the type of friendship or relationship that I want. Even girlfriends, sometimes they can do that with you. They can make you feel a little less than them so they can feel better about themselves. I like to be surrounding myself with people that they always inspire me and make me feel good about my own person. And this is something that I change as well. With experience and age, we like just understand how it works. And I don't want to wasting time with people that they have no, the same mindset or goals in life. I cannot wasting time.
Yeah.
as anyone should not.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well,
Time is money.
time is money.
Yeah.
Man, I love your viewpoints. I love that you were on the show today. I love how you're building your business, your brand, how you show up all the time until you finally, earned your way in. You're not stopping. I love your viewpoints on money and how it's a necessity and how it does bring you happiness, and that you're honest and transparent about it. Obviously, if you're sick and you have a lot of money, it's not going to make you happy.
Exactly.
But if you're not having money, you're sick too. Did you know the derivation, the origin of the word wealthy, where it comes from?
No.
Wealthy comes from the word well plus the word healthy. Healthy.
Okay.
Wealthy. So if you're wealthy, it means in the origin of the word that you're actually well and healthy. And to not be wealthy would indicate that you're not well and you're unhealthy. But that's not what we've been taught. We've been taught that if you're wealthy, somehow you're wrong, or you should be ashamed, or that's even sick for even, assessing that.
And we have the power to change like everything.
Yeah. I mean, wealth in all areas. But we do live, as you mentioned, you can't go travel the world on a hug.
No.
So we live on an economic planet, and you do need money and resources to be able to take care of not only yourself, but
and helping people and be like relevant as well. Because if you don't have anything to share, how are you gonna help people? Meaning, like financially and everything. How are you gonna help?
That's right.
With another hug, as you mentioned.
Exactly.
Like without money, you cannot go to. I mean, we did that this year. We bought some stuff to go to a homeless place to, feed some people. They need underwears, they need stuff. We didn't have money. How am I gonna do that?
That's right. So actually, a lot of people accuse wealthy people of being greedy. And then it was my husband that actually brought this to my attention, that when you don't have money, you're actually being greedy, because you can't help someone even if you wanted to help someone.
Exactly.
So I love that you just brought that up again. So important for people to really understand and digest all of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make money. You know that. Like, it's hard to make
until
money.
It's not.
Yeah, but once you learn, keep doing, because you're gonna understand how incredible it could be for others people's life as well. Like for everybody around you. You can help your family. You can have a better future for your kids. Why not?
And you can help them by educating them on money, not just with, let me buy you everything and keep you in the condition that you're in.
We don't learn that in school. Why not? I don't know now because I don't go to school for so long, but we didn't have like finances education in the past. Like, this is so bad. We have to change that.
We do have to change that. And my husband founded the Grant Cardone Foundation, which serves underprivileged kids. I'm the co-founder. So we put together a program called 10X Kids. It's a university for kids. It teaches them sales and finance and marketing and, how to do a business. So we are talking to the school system, and we've worked with some other school systems in the region to get this education inside the schools. So I'm working on that.
Amazing.
Because they
so
have
happy to hear that.
Yes.
My son has entrepreneurship classes. And this is interesting. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Noah starts to have that. He needs to create like some stuff all the time, like every year, like some little store in his school to sell products. This is cool. Like, I think our kids, they deserve to have that information.
I agree. Because
they'll
actually use it.
Accountants to get their money, or stuff like that. They're going to be prepared for the future.
That's right. Yeah. I agree. Well, it has been phenomenal having you on today, Daphne. Thank you so much. I wish you the most continued success, and let's cross paths on a vacation in the south of France soon because, because you've earned it, because I've earned it, and we'll just, have a little clink of the wine glass, even though I don't really drink wine, but it'll be nice for the picture and for a little taste.
Exactly.
How's
I
that?
agree.
You
I
agree?
agree. You're so beautiful. I keep looking at her like, we can sit for hours.
I feel the same way about you. I'm like, mutual admiration zone over here. So thank you so much for being on the Elena Cardone Show. Another great one brought to you by yours truly.
It's about to grace us, whether extraordinary, 10x skill. 10x badass. Yeah, I'm after what I want. Money.